let's assume we have hundreds of thousands of tools. How do we know in a specific scenario with a specific request which tools are relevant for us to answer that request or to take action on behalf of that request? And this is where this pattern is going to come into play. So we have our request coming in, we have our agent, and just like before, that query comes in to this agent to figure out which tools do we need to use depending on this query and execution. So the agent receives that query, it says, okay, you know what, I need to check what tools are available for me, and then we'll figure out which ones are actually relevant for me. So we have our tools registry and all of our tools. So let's just drop this in here. This is our tools registry. We'll call it tools reg. And then you can see we have all of our tools right here that are registered in our little database. It's basically metadata related information that is then stored in our registry. So the agent can look up all the list of available tools and then forward that on to our brains. Remember what we said our brains were. So we have a response back to say, you know what, here's the tool, all the tools that are registered with me. Here's their metadata. The agent will forward that onto the LLM with the query coming in. So we have that query plus the tools metadata. Remember, this is our large language model, and it will figure out, LLM, it will figure out based on the query coming in and the list of tools available, which ones are the most relevant, and it will give us back a tools selection. So let's just say like this. It will say based on this query you need to use or execute the following tools. Tool selection, let's just say selection. Right, now the agent, it says, okay, my brain said to me these are the tools I need to use for this query or execute for this query. It will either execute them itself, or what it will do is use a tools runner. Let's just say, let's just call this tool execution, and exec, and it will go ahead and execute those tools for that specific query. It will get the response back from this, just like here, like that, which will then in turn respond back with a relevant response to our requesting party. So in this case, this is the response. So you can see where we're going with this. Query comes in, no idea what tools to use, but there's a million available. The agent says, let me check the registry. The registry then says, here's the list of all the tools available. Here's the metadata. Passes that on to, the agent passes that on to its brains. The brains say, you know what, based on this query and this metadata, here's the tools that are actually relevant for you that you need to use to take action. The agent will either take action, or the agent will use a tools runner, for example, to then go ahead and execute those tools, get a response back, and then agent will then send that response back to the requesting party. Here's the list of tools that I used and I've executed, blah, 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 job done. And that's the kind of flow when we're talking about tools-based agents, and we can actually compress this into smaller, into larger architectures and patterns to take certain actions. Remember, we talked about agents having agency and being autonomous and being asynchronous, and that's key. This is a key piece of the puzzle in terms of achieving that across a much more larger agentic based workflows. So let's quickly number that out. So we've got our number one, which was the query coming in. Then we've got the agent checking with the tools registry, what tools do I have available to? And then we have right here, we have number three, which is the list of tools coming back, the metadata, which is then sent on to our LLM, which is 4. The LLM responds with a list of selection of tools actually based that are relevant to our query. So we'll call that number 5. And then the agent will go ahead and execute those tools, i.e. take action. We'll call that number 6 right here. And obviously the execution takes place. We get a response back and we'll call that 7. And after that, once that's all done and the execution has taken place, you'll get a response back, and we'll call that number 8. Super important. And you're going to see in the next series, in the next episode, we're going to compress this and utilize it in a larger architecture or a larger pattern to utilize agents and tools and things like that. So make sure you tune into the next episode where we're going to be talking about tool-based agents for servers. So right now we've just broken down a simple scenario on how the tool-based agents could work, but how would they work if you've got dedicated servers to handle all the usage of tools and the availabilities of tools. So things like model context protocol come into play, MCP, and so on and so on. Make sure you like the video, sub the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you there.